Okay, let's see. Hi, Reggie. How you doing? Okay. Turn this down.
Oh, okay, here.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
what's up,
going
man?
on?
Long time no see. How you been?
I know. I've been good. How you been?
Man, out here getting it, man. Just trying to make the best out of the situation going on right now.
Oh yeah, I completely understand that. So before we start and introduce who you are, for those of you who are currently on the live, welcome back to another episode of Talk to Me Tuesdays. I'm your host, Aallyah. For those of you who don't know me, I am a full-time journalist. I am a part-time playwright. I am a radio co-host. I am a host of a lot of things.
All right, okay.
Uh, but this is just one of my outlets to create a space to have meaningful and insightful conversations about, important issues that impact our communities while, dissecting those issues with folks who are actually working to combat a lot of those issues. And so today's episode, we're going to talk about how to stay healthy during this COVID-19 pandemic, misconceptions about fitness, some of your go-to meal choices, just, you know, talking about health related concerns and a whole bunch of stuff. And so today we have with us Lawrence. It feels so weird just saying Lawrence
I
because
know,
I
right?
call you Law.
Right.
Uh, and he is the owner and founder of Law Fitness. He has certifications in health, and I'll let you talk a little bit more about that. He has a bachelor's in exercise science.
Yes, ma'am. Delta State.
Yes, from Delta State, our alma mater.
All right.
So I really don't like bios, and I like to give people the space to talk about themselves, and I
Yeah.
like to listen to people. That's why I'm a journalist. That's what I do. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and we can go from there.
Well, I'm from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Um, Pretty much grew up here, been here my whole life. Kind of took some time away. We went to Delta State together, university, and that's why I got my bachelor's in exercise science. So it's kind of where I'm from.
So did you know you wanted to get a degree in exercise science?
I knew I wanted to do it. My
Hmm.
end goal was PT, physical therapy, because I knew I want to stay in the realm of helping people, whether it was like fitness or just in general, just getting people back on the field as far as wellness goes. So I just knew I wanted to do something in that field. So exercise science was that. I was always that route for me.
Yeah. So I know you, I recall you playing football in college.
Yeah.
Did you play football prior to Delta State, like in high school and
Oh yeah, most definitely. I played. Well, I went to high school to North Forest. Then I got a scholarship to Jones Junior College, JCJC. If anybody
okay.
heard of that. And then that's when I, went to Delta State for 2 years and got my BS in exercise science from there.
So do you think your experience as being a football player, the healthy lifestyle per se, was kind of already ingrained?
Yeah, yeah, kinda. I want to say what was ingrained in me was just like the hard work and the ethics of just putting in the work. Um, as far as eating wise goes, when you're young, you play football, you're gonna burn off anyway. So you just putting, whatever goes in your body just for fuel, and you're not really kind of getting, I guess the gist of what's going in your body. So it's kind of just what I learned outside of football. Now that I'm getting older, my metabolism is slowed down tremendously. So now I gotta realize I can't eat all those burgers and stuff and still have a 6 pack.
So when did you realize? Because I think that's an interesting point, like how we're in college and we're consuming whatever is around us. And some people, it wasn't even in college. It was before we even got to college. We didn't
Right.
have, or we didn't necessarily cultivate the right eating habits. When did it click for you? Like, okay, I know I need to get better with my eating. When did that moment happen?
I always knew I had trouble with dieting because of the way I grew up. And I knew by playing such a physical sport such as football, it requires a a tremendous way of you to die. So I knew I had to change it up. But I want to say I realized that point once I graduated, and I wasn't being as physically active, and I just started seeing my body changing. Like, okay, now you can't be running outside for 3 hours now. Now you really got to be in tune with what you're eating, because everything affects you now. As you probably noticed as you got older, it's starting to see like you can't eat that ice cream late at night anymore. You start having stomach pains late at night. So it's
Yeah.
something like that you got to recognize.
So clearly you've always kind of been into fitness with, playing sports in high school and at the junior college level, and then, at a 4-year institution. When did it start? Like I guess the professional side of your fitness journey. When did that start for you?
I guess it started for me after my internship at USM. I knew exactly what I wanted to do after that, because I knew I wanted to train just athletes and general public, people. But I knew right then and there I had to up my game as far as education and learning and be a student of the game of your craft, because you always want to, be in the depth and know what you're talking about. I mean, anybody can work out, can say they're a trainer, but you got to know the aspects of training and, what to do, if certain things go wrong, or how to apply certain things. So after I graduated, that's when I kind of took it more seriously than me just working out myself.
So, and I'm looking for an opinion because I just had a couple questions. So as you're getting, the education and learning more about the ins and outs of what it takes to be a trainer, can you talk about what was that like for you? Was it challenging to kind of go from just, going through the motions with football and what you learned there versus actually doing the education piece about it? Was there any times where you were just like, man, I don't know about this? Like,
yeah. So I mean, there comes a point in time where you do feel like that, because sometimes you have to be, and it goes back to that discipline, knowing that you have to, always trying to work and try to perfect your craft and anything that you do and that you're passionate about. So I was always passionate about working out in fitness. So, and I'm always kind of amazed on what I'm learning new, different about fitness. So it never really got boring to me, but I guess the challenging part for me was like starting out. Like the money is not always guaranteed as much as those people that have more experience than you. So you see the people above you, having that, making the money that they're making, but know in your heart that you have to put in the work in order to get to that point. That what made me start my own business, just as far as like knowing I can do it myself, and I won't have to put a cap over my head, knowing I can do it. So
that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting that you say that the frustration of seeing the pay gap in terms of folks with more experience in the ladder, and was one of the reasons why you launched into entrepreneurship. What were you doing before you started Law Fitness?
So after I graduated Delta State and got done my internship at USM, I kind of just went back to working 9 to 5, man. Having 2 jobs, and that's why I told myself, like, I'm really passionate about this. I'm gonna give it a shot. Trying to use what I learned from my internship at USM and try to apply it to my training. And I did that. And as I went along, I started developing my own skills as far as like implementing what I wanted to do and making things more fun. So years going by, I got a job at Anatomies, which is here in Hattiesburg. It's at the Health Fit Club, and that's like my first professional training job at a real gym. So that job taught me how to be professional, how to take on clients, how to ask certain questions, how to sell. So that was another stepping stone for me to walk into my business. So I always had the vision of starting my own thing, but I knew I had to take certain stepping stones to get there. So that was one of the stepping stones that helped me, get to where I am now.
I think that's so important that you mentioned that pre. What's up? Are we breaking up?
No, you good. You got.
Hold on.
You good now.
Okay, so I was saying, like, I think it was important that you mentioned the experience that you decided to do before you stepped out and launched your own business, because I think misconceptions about entrepreneurship is sometimes you can just go full-fledged into it without, you know,
And
having those experiences to help you kind of shape where you want to go.
right. And a lot of people don't understand, like with me, even though I was training like on my own, I always said, a lot of people don't know I was working night jobs. I was working at Home Depot from 9 to 1, Monday through Friday. Then I would train all day.
Wow.
And I would train at my house, train at the gym I was working at. Then I go to work. So those 5 days out the week that I was doing it. So, you know, a lot of people just thought I was just training, but I was, you know, stacking money, you know, just trying to, you know, I guess invest in myself, if you will put it, invest in myself as far as like equipment, people, as far as my time goes. And, you know, it just takes a lot of time because entrepreneurship, man, that's like the new way, the thing to do. And it's like, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, you're cool, but you really got to, the reason I got into it just to break the family curses, learn how to manage money. And it's not an ego thing for me. Like, I've done internships. I'm willing to listen. I'm not thinking, you know, I'm the man. Like, I'm always quick to listen whenever somebody above me has great advice because I'm trying to get to where they are. So it kind of, when it comes to entrepreneurship in our day and age, you kind of have to block out the doors and focus on your vision because everybody else kind of put their thoughts in their head of what you should do. But in actuality, they're still working 9 to 5. They didn't quit their job. This not all that they have. So this is one of some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the things. It's crazy, man. So that's one of the things.
Wow.
It's a real jump for real.
Yeah, and it's so, and I think it's interesting too that you say that you were a student, like you're always willing to learn.
Oh yeah, that's just life. Period. Like you go through life just learning. You can be 60 years old and a kid can teach you something right then and there. So this is one of the things that you have to be. That's one thing I was taught. So I've learned to this day. I don't know everything, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to anybody that doesn't, you know, that hasn't been in my position. You know what I'm saying? If you ever quit your job, you ever put out on the line, this is how you know if you really want it. If you're not willing to go broke for it, you don't want it bad enough. Because some
Mm.
people they passionate about it, but until they get broke, then they run to the next thing. It's been times to where I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna go work on an oil rig. I don't know, I might not use my degree. It's been on times, man. It's been rough. It's
But
been
you
rough,
kept
but
going. You
oh
kept
yeah,
going.
it's one of them
So,
days, man.
yeah. So we haven't delved into what law fitness is. Also, before I ask this question, for those of you who are tuning in, drop your locations. We want to see where you're from. Please feel free to drop questions throughout the comment section, and we will definitely get to your questions. But yes, what is law fitness? What services do you provide? What all do you do?
Well, the law obviously stands for, you know, not just my name, but living in wellness fitness. Basically, what I'm trying to provide my clients and people in my community just to teach them to kind of use fitness not as something that's like an extra curriculum, but that's a necessity, if you will. Just think about it like something that you need every day, such as your cell phone. It's making a lifestyle. So just like you go to the bathroom every day, that's how badly you need to work out. Just like you get a brush
Mm.
your teeth, you don't need to think about it, just doing it. So this is one of the things I want to implement to my clients and people in my community, just show them like this is possible. You don't have to go super hard like the people you see on Instagram, or if you watch some of my workouts, like I'm not gonna have you doing all those things. I'm gonna challenge you to where, you know, mentally and physically, to where you get to that point of like, hey, if I can do this, I can do anything. And for the meal plan stuff goes, I try to teach people to kind of manage snacking, you know, because I'm not that trainer that's gonna tell you just stop eating everything, because it's not gonna be, it's impossible. Like I'm gonna tell you ways to, you know, manage. If you like ice cream, okay, let's try to eat ice cream twice a week. You know, let's try to do that. I'm not gonna tell you just cut out ice cream altogether, because we all know when you try to cut out something, you're gonna binge eat. So it's gonna be a wrap. Then you're gonna be done working out.
Yeah.
So it's just being teaching sustainable living and fitness, basically, man. Just teaching everybody an easy way to, you know, accomplish their goals health wise.
With the work that you do you see there's a lack of education around the proper, uh, I don't want to say the proper, but I guess just like lack of education around like what it's like to live a healthy lifestyle?
And I think it is. I think it's people have this misconception of like always eating healthy, but it's just it's the way you eat. So I'll give you an example. So you wake up and I go have a McDonald's, breakfast. You probably get the hot cakes with the sausages and eggs. That's good and everything. Then 11 o'clock, what you going to get next? Probably a pizza. Now you done had 2 high processed food meals that probably ain't even digested yet, and you just building up in your stomach. So I think that's one of the things like we have to break down and teach our people like how the body works. This is how your body is really like a car. It runs on certain, fuels that's gonna give you energy, someone's gonna bring you down. Just like, soul food. We eat soul food after a good old church service, we knocked out to about 7 o'clock. We done been there. That's how it is, man. So it's just one of the things you gotta teach not only, especially Black people, because we always talk to just season our food, just all the time, and just load it down with all type of salt. But it's one of the things that we have to learn, man, just how the body works and how can we be, sustainable when we eating. So
And I know,
that's what I teach.
yeah, and I was about to say, I know you're doing that through, your training sessions and with the clients you have, but just thinking about that on a broader scale, how do we do that type of education if you're not, a client of Law Fitness, or, how do we start those conversations?
Man, really just getting each other together, having a conversation, like with anything in our community, just having that problem that's present and bring it to the forefront. We're talking about it. Like we don't talk about our health as much as we should, and a lot of us have a lot of diabetes creeping up on us, cancer is creeping up on us at a young age. We don't see it now because we're alive and well and we feeling good, but as we get older, it's already there. We can't get rid of it. It's already present. So I guess one of the best ways we can do it is just really having a family member that comes work out, invite them to a workout. Like, hey, this is my trainer. This is Lawrence. He's he does. I feel great. I think you should try it. And that's how this conversation could start. Just inviting that person out to the gym. Just giving your family member that alternative of eating, sweets. Just educating them. That's all we can do, to be honest. Because just as long as we look out for each other, man, that's the best thing we can do right now.
Yeah. Hey Sam, how you doing? I see your comment. He's a trainer too. That's why.
Okay.
But it's interesting that you say, the chronic diseases that's related to the African American community, because, as a journalist, I'm always researching and pulling out facts. So I gotta pull out a few.
Go ahead.
So as we know, with what's going on with COVID-19 right now, African Americans are dying at higher rates than, other demographics. And so I wanted to pull some data from the CDC that I found particularly interesting as it relates to African Americans and their health. And this is 2015 data, just as a disclaimer. But I thought the statistics were very jarring. One, it stated that African Americans between the ages of 18 and 49 are 2 times as likely to die from heart disease than whites. African Americans ages 35 through 64 years old are 50% more likely to have high blood pressure than whites. And not only that, like, those statistics just right there, like, I can leave it there.
Blow you away.
It just blows you away. And then it extends not to just, heart disease and high blood pressure. It goes to cancer. It goes to strokes. It goes to, we can name a lot of different diseases. As related deaths, I would say, as it relates to the Black community. And so I wanted to ask you, with the work that you're doing, I know you talked about, educating people on, healthy eating and those sorts of things. What do you see as your role in helping to alleviate, some of those health related diseases that I mentioned, other than training and, education? What else do you see your role as?
I see my role as a trainer, and my responsibility, I feel like, is just to put out the best content and information that I can. Like, I'm with you. I'm behind facts. So I'm not just trying to post a cool workout videos, thing like that. I want to post like the difference between fat loss and weight loss, or why why you should eat certain fruits and why you shouldn't eat certain fruits like a banana. A lot of people don't know that bananas can actually make you gain weight. A lot of people, yep.
I
A
just
lot.
bought some bananas.
Yeah, so if you're trying to lose weight, bananas can kind of, it's good in fiber, but they kind of hurt you a little bit. It's just things
Wow.
like that. So the content that I try to put out, not only just workout videos, but factual stuff, it can kind of help my people because social media is it's a broad type of service. So with that being said, I feel like it's my responsibility to do my due diligence by just sharing the information that I know and just spreading it because, like I said, you don't want to misinform anybody about anything. And I always, research my stuff before I post anything. I don't want to tell anybody wrong. And if I do, I correct myself. I come back and be like, hey, this is wrong. I found out about this. So the best thing I can do to reach the masses, what I'm doing right now, as far as like being in my hometown, training my people, and putting out content, on social media, on Facebook, and things like that, so the world can see. Be like, hey, I didn't know this. This is something to really look at. So just getting you that idea in your mind. Hey, I'm gonna go research and see, if this is true. So I'll give you that spark, if you will. So it's just one of those things like that. So I feel like that's one of the things that I can do personally, because I mean it's only so much I can do.
Right. And I like that you said, fact based. I'm all for that. We
Oh
have a
yeah.
question, and I'll stop in so you can answer it.
Okay.
Do you have experience with clients massively obese or overweight causing diabetes or other health conditions? How do you approach things like this?
Yes,
People with
yeah,
pre-existing.
yeah, yes I do. So one of the main things you want to do, when I accept clients is, massively obese, things like that. You always want to take them slow. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't come from that athletic background. They probably never worked out, ever, besides just walking, anything like that. So you kind of want to approach them slowly and kind of just, you know, beat them up mentally. Because mentally, like, if you're not there, you won't try. And that's with anything. So mentally, being there with them and telling them, this is how you do things. And always, remembering your why. I always tell people, why do you want to do this? I need to know why. If your why isn't important enough for you to continue, you're not gonna want to do it anymore. So by somebody being, massively obese, I approach it kind of soft and, kind of gradually build them up for exercise wise and, tell them the things they need to cut out. And that's what's going to boost their insulin levels, things like that. And like I said, I know about, insulin and what spikes it and what things like that. So it just started with that, as far as the master obese, just mentally and building them up slowly and getting to the point to where they believe in themselves.
Hmm. So, what motivates you to stay fit?
What motivates me is just my family background. My mom died of cancer when I was 18. So
Oh, I'm sorry
yeah.
to hear
So
that.
it's one of them things to where you always have to stick in the back of your mind of, this is not something that, I'm doing for me, but for my family. I got family members that see me working out, that see me pushing hard, even though I'm not playing ball anymore, I still train like I do play ball. I still train like I'm working towards something, which I am. And that's just to live a better, healthier life and, trying to build my own thing that I have right now. So I guess in a nutshell, what kind of pushes me is just becoming better every day.
Mm.
And it's times I slip up too. I'm not the most healthiest eater. Either I got my wards and stuff like that sometimes. But I try to tell people, as far as you falling off, you can fall off a day, but just don't give up. Just stay consistent. You can have your burger. It's okay. Don't feel bad. It ain't the end of the world. You pick yourself up and work back to it. So it's one of them things. Yeah, man. And that's why I tell my clients, like, you have to learn your body. You have to know what food affects you, what food, what drives you, what pushes you. You have to know yourself. And that's with anything. Far as fitness wise. And I feel like people don't realize like fitness, what it does to you, like what you got of fitness, it's such a great reward. Like you being mentally strong, you
Mm.
having that confidence, because it's been times where people come to me with high blood pressure and they train me for months and then they don't have high blood pressure anymore. They don't have to be on the medicine. So it's stuff like that that gives me that the drive to keep pushing, keep training people, because people that's out there that need me. So
Mm.
it's kind of like I said, I wanted to be a physical therapist. So I'm kind of still in that role of still, helping in the medical way, but in a way that I want to do it.
Yeah, you're impacting lives.
Right. So it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you this to hear your thoughts. Uh, so Mississippi is, allowing businesses to reopen.
hmm
And particularly in our case, gyms are, reopening and people are
Right.
starting to, go in and do their thing. I
hmm
wanted to know, like, how has, the reopening of businesses affected or impacted, your training sessions, if any? And if it has impacted it, what does that look like for you now?
It did impact it because I had a lot of people made a lot of progress. They were doing great, gaining the confidence back, and then in fact it just came out of nowhere. It's like the ball just dropped out of nowhere. Now I gotta shut down my gym, so I having to deal with just to check on my clients weekly, I'm sending home workouts. I'm even visiting home just to make sure the progress is staying continuous. So for me on the back end, it did kind of push me back as far as like my client wise, but clientele wise, but as far as everything else, man, I've been pretty good, man, just maintaining as far as like the business goes. So it's starting to build itself back up. But my main thing for
Mm-hmm.
me was just my clients losing their progress, working so hard, especially the women, man, because you got those moms that this is what they look forward to. Now they have nothing to go to, so it's like it's one of those things like now they have nothing to be excited about. So it kind of go back in this hole, if you will, and now they have nothing to now that the COVID-19 is kind of I don't want to say fading away, but it's letting up. Some of them may not want to come work back out. They feel like they lost too much progress. They feel like it's pointless now. So it's one of them things to where it kind of hurt, but not too bad to where I can't bounce back.
Yeah. So if any of the viewers have been like me during this pandemic, I have been eating up some stuff. But I'm getting back on track. I'm actually gonna work out after I call.
Uh-huh.
But more people are at home, they're lounging, they're binge watching shows, they're binge eating food that they probably shouldn't be eating. Um,
Right.
what have you been doing during this COVID-19 pandemic? Have you been binge eating any or
I'm not gonna lie. The first week it kind of took a couple, little hold on me, but I got back over it. I started working out, I started planning towards what I can do towards my business in the future, and I started back working out. But like I said, that first week, when you waking up, you can't go to work. You just bored. It's one of the things where you binge. You just binge eat, and you just eat. I mean, I watch a lot of TV, so it was one of the things for me. I had to just I see why my clients are the way they are. Because it's easy for me just to get up and work out, but when you have nothing, you're a stay-at-home mom or anything like that, you have nothing, it's just like, I just gonna get up and eat and watch TV. This hard.
yeah,
It's hard.
yeah,
And I know it was kind of hard for you too.
kind of, sort of, but I work from home
Uh-huh.
anyways. So, but you know what? It's weird because even though I do work from home, I worked from home
Uh-huh.
prior to coronavirus. Like,
Right.
it's still hard. Like, I just want to go up and eat stuff just because I know I can. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, see, it's easy. It's easier not to eat when you're busy, but man, when you at the
That's
house, I
true.
don't know what it is, man. It just,
The food
especially if
poverty.
you got a pantry full of stuff, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So I can't relate, man. I wasn't the most healthiest person during the first week of the pandemic, but I prevailed though. I'm pretty good now.
That's
Yeah.
how it is. That's how it is. So we kind of talked about as it relates a little bit, to the health concerns within the Black community and some of the things that you've seen with your clients about, the challenges as it pertains to working out. What do you think are some of the challenges, excuse me, to get people to really like care about their health? Because we talked about, when you get older, these different diseases start popping up and
Yeah, out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, you're like, dang, what happened?
hmm
Um, And so, yeah, what do you think are some of those challenges to get people more inclined to actually care about their health?
Um, One of the things you want to do, like I said, start mentally. Just letting them know that you're not getting any younger. You can't do the same things you used to. You can't eat that whole large pizza, and like I said, still have a six pack. It's not gonna happen. So a lot of people, as we grow older, man, as we get older, we start realizing that we got these occupations where we just sit down all the time like yourself, and we just always typing, doing something. Very seldomly do we like go do other things as far as like construction work and things like that. Now those people are really working, but majority of the population, they're sitting down at the desk or doing something. So we're not very active as we were when we were younger. So I would tell older people just kind of look at your family history, look at the diabetes, the cancers, the heart attacks, things like that, and they're only present in your family because of the habits, not because it's in your DNA, because of the habits. The habits are in your DNA. You see what I'm saying? So just because you seen your grandmother cooking all this salt, on the neck bone, stuff like that, you're gonna do it because that's the way you were brought up. So once we get in that, habit of, breaking those habits, then that's where we can just transform our lives as a community, as a family. And that's one of the things we got to realize. Like, just because they did don't mean it was right. And a lot of old people don't want to hear that, but a lot of old people don't want to hear that, that their ways are wrong. Just because you're older doesn't mean it's right. And in Mississippi, that's called disrespect. But we got to get in our minds. You know how it is. We got to check ourselves. You want to raise your kids differently. You probably had soul food every Sunday, but this Sunday we gonna do a little thing a little different, add some veggies into this. We're gonna teach our kids not to eat fruit snacks, but fruit for real. So that's something we got to implement.
It's so interesting that you say we do what we've seen and what we're exposed to. And I think not only does that speaks to volumes as it comes to food, but I think that transcends, across like almost everything. Like you see mama doing this, so you pick up that habit. And
Right.
that same thing comes with like trauma, generational trauma. I
That's
was talking
exactly
to
what it is.
somebody about that. Like, we're passing down these same old habits from generation to generation, and somebody has to break those things. Like when you said breaking, those generational curses,
Mm-hmm.
I felt that. I felt that because it's like, who's gonna do it? We're gonna keep passing these things on from, to our kids and their kids, and it got to
Exactly.
stop somewhere.
You gotta make that point. As for me as a man, like I'd rather be the workhorse. I'd rather be the one that changed everything, like the great grandfather that started, what I'm saying, that taught the family how to save money, how to buy land, how to, what I'm saying, how to live right. You got to be that sacrifice, that workhorse, if you will, of the family, of your generation to come. Because if you don't do it, nobody else will. They start with you. You can't wait on anybody else to do it for you. And that goes along with, wealth, fitness, faith, anything. You don't want to put your ideals on anybody, but you kind of want to show them that it's possible to change.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, those habits are always going to be around us, and especially in the Black community, man. Because for one, I give you one example of chitlins. Chitlins was just slave food, and to this day, we still eat chitlins. I do not understand why we were forced to eat chitlins, but we still eating chitlins. We didn't have a choice back then, but now we got a choice. So,
Mm.
like I said, it's that trauma. It's going on for so many years that now, you know, we don't recognize, but unconsciously, like, we're still traumatized. So I know everyone kind of deep, but that's what it is.
And we have to get deep, and we have to unravel that to get to the root of what those issues are if we want
Yeah.
healing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
so, and also, it's interesting you say that, because there's a lot of history around that a lot of people don't know. We have to be educated about those things.
yeah.
And so I just want to dive into this again. You mentioned earlier a little bit about the misconceptions and myths about having a healthy lifestyle. Is
Mm-hmm.
there anything that comes to your mind at this moment that you want to dispel as it comes to misconceptions about, living a healthy lifestyle or fitness?
Um, the fitness part. You are never too old to work out. I'm so tired of people telling me I'm too old for this. How too old for what? It's like saying you're too old to cook. I'm telling you right now, I train a 69-year-old man. He's an entrepreneur. He comes see me Monday through Friday. Gets off work. He comes to me. He works out. Now, you know, and that's a prime example. That's one of the best examples I can give you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just think like, you know, you reach a certain age to where you stop doing certain things. Like, you don't reach a certain age to stop doing certain things. That's when you should start being more active. You stop doing stuff, that means you slowly dying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things you gotta really, you know, make people realize you're never too old to do anything. You probably can't do it as hard, not as good, but you can always do it. So exercise is always one of those things that's universal that people have to realize that it's gonna be around forever, forever. Walking, even walking to your mailbox, exercising, walking to brush your teeth, you know, take out the trash. You're doing, that's all, you know, working out is doing daily functional stuff. And a lot of people don't realize that. So that's one of the things that's the misconception of, you know, fitness as a whole, that, you know, they're too old to do certain things. And that's a lie within itself. So that's one of the things I really want to harp on for real, because you ever like met somebody and like, yeah, I'm too old for this. I'm not going to do this. Like, it's not true.
You're giving up on yourself before you even give yourself a chance
Exactly.
to do it.
Exactly. That's one of the things I tell my clients too. Like, you haven't even tried. You already said you can't do it. You looked at the number. You said, I can't do it. It's been several times I told my clients, oh, you can do that. No, I can't. You can do it. They did it. I said, you just sit right here about 5 minutes telling me you can't do something. You done did it. You just wasted breath and time. You could have just been did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things you have to realize, like, mentally, man, when you were just mentally together, and before you work out, before you do anything, you can accomplish anything. That's what I believe.
Yeah, sometimes people just need the extra push and motivation to help them see that they can do things.
Right. That's why I'm here. Right.
So with that being said, I want to kind of get to a lighter question. You know, we keep hearing, I know I've heard over my lifetime, and I know you've heard about why people just don't work out. What are some of the lamest excuses you've heard as it relates to people not wanting to work out?
I could write a whole book. Let me see. Let me think. I'm gonna say this. Well, money always plays a big part into it, but if you really break down, could I eat out? You can afford training. Like, if you cut down some of your expenses, like, I feel like if you can pay $1,000 or, you know, on the phone or something like that, you could pay for training. Like, people only want things that's convenient for them. And that's one thing I realized. They only want things that's, you know, convenient for them. And once the convenience is gone, then they feel trapped. They feel like, oh, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the lamest excuses I heard was like, oh, my kids start school back. You know, I'm gonna have to take some time off. Or one lady, you know, just came to me. She was like, yeah, she did one session now. She's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just start building myself up. Then I'm gonna come back to you. She gonna build herself up, then come back to me. I was like, you're not gonna build yourself up. You're not gonna come back. Like, so it's just one of them things, man, to where it's excuses, man. That's why my slogan is make progress, not excuses.
So do you think that it's a lot of time management and budgeting, so to speak, issues that keeps people from going fully loaded?
I mean, you should budget anyway if you're a dope. I mean, this is period. So I mean, if you don't know where your money is going, I mean, you gotta have a come to Jesus. You gotta have a come to Jesus moment with you. I mean, you know, this is one of the things to where you can see you can afford it, but I think that plays a big factor into it though. But one of the things I do notice, what I have noticed is, if you kind of show them like, hey, you know, how many times out the week do you eat out? Oh, you know, about every other day. How much on the average? How much you spend? You start bringing it down to them. You start making them realize you're really spending about $200 every week eating out. You don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you got a family. You
Oh
got kids?
yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah. So you
that's
start cooking
money.
at you start cooking at home. You start not only are you eliminating, uh, out costs, but you're starting to cook for your family, and you start making healthier. You had no choice but to make healthier choices now. You see what I'm saying? So you're killing two birds with one stone if you look at it like that.
Yeah, saving. So meals, which I'm interested in. What
Mm-hmm.
are some of your go-to meals that's quick and nutritious
Uh,
that you can share without giving too much away?
I, I mean, it ain't for me. It's just I'm kind of weird, but I like eating like grilled chicken or baked chicken and oatmeal.
Hold
That's
on. Hold on, pause. 'Cause I'm about to walk out. Wait, together? Like you have baked chicken and
yes,
oatmeal on the side?
yes. Because a lot of people realize oatmeal is really good for you. Like it fills you up, and it keep. Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but it's a good source of protein right there, and a good source of carbs right there. So a lot of people don't. I like I said, I can eat basic.
What about rice and baked chicken? Like, can you eat
Yeah, that
that?
works. That's work, but that's one of my go-to right there. Like I just want me to pack the packs of oatmeal, put them in there. The brown sugar. I got some grilled chicken I cooked the day before. I store in the microwave. That's it. I'm ready to go.
So
That's
do you
that's
meal prep?
yeah, yeah. I do. Majority of the time I grill on Sundays. Like I keep it basic. Like either I'm grilling chicken, salmon, or what I'm saying, I try to stay away from the beef now. So it's just like two source of proteins, and as far as good carb wise, like oatmeal, brown rice, and the veggies like spinach, cabbage, um, broccoli sometimes, and I want to say asparagus too. Asparagus
Mm.
too. But meal prepping isn't expensive as most people think. As long as you keep your list simple, like your list simple, you should be fine.
So what is the best way to meal prep? Because I've tried, so
Mm-hmm.
I've done meal prepping before. Kind of worked, kind of didn't. I got to like the third day of the weekend, I'm just like, I can't eat these no more. Like,
Right.
I need something new. So, like, what are some tips to folks who are interested in meal prepping, but haven't got to that point, or they're just tired of the meals? Like, what do you suggest?
I would suggest go on YouTube. Go on YouTube and look at some meals that you think they're gonna help you. That's low in sodium. That's gonna be nutritious. Because you always want to switch it up. If you're not one of those people that can eat the same thing all the time, you're gonna have to switch it up. Whether it's making zucchini pasta, make make pasta out of that. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Making sweet potatoes, putting brown sugar,
Mm.
cinnamon on them, things like that. So just mixing it up. And a lot of people don't know, and you got to. That's why I'm here, just to educate them, kind of to show them that it's different ways. Cause I'm very simple with my meal prepping, very simple, and it's also about portion size too, though.
Mm.
So
That's a good point, portion size, because I can eat a lot sometimes.
look, all right, see, you want no pasta eaters.
I am. I
See, look
really
at
am.
you, pasta and
I've cut
toast.
back though. I'll cut back though on bread specifically.
I'm saying, can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Hold on. IG Live don't want us to be great. I think we back. Hold on. Trying to give it a second. So it wants to echo. Okay,
Uh,
I think we're good.
yeah, I can see.
Okay. Um, so we have about 15 minutes for it. I have a couple more questions. This one is kind of a funny question, but I always wanted to know this and
All right.
and hear somebody's opinion on it. We know the trend for women are
All
waist trainers. And I've never worn a waist trainer. I have a sweatband that I put on, but I've never
right.
worn a waist trainer. So I've always wanted to know, is it really healthy? Like, can it do more damage than good? Like, what are your thoughts on the waist trainer?
To me, the waist trainer, it can be really pointless. Like the sweatband is cool, but and there's no point in wearing a waist trainer if you're not eating right. Like if you're
Mm,
doing what you're supposed to do, you should need a waist trainer. And I tell my clients all the time, and I have people come in there trying to use waist trainers, but probably 5 minutes in the session, they can't, they're taking it off. You can't work out in it because it's basically squeezing all your organs together. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? So, you know, I don't suggest it, but it's cool for other people to do it. I'm letting them do it. But for me, I tell my clients not to wear it. The sweatband's cool because you're trying to get that sweat around your belly and things like that. You're trying to kind of shake your stomach up. But by something being so tight on you like this, how can you physically move? How can you do anything? So
yeah, good point.
to each his own, man.
So, what are some of the tips that you can give to help folks improve their health?
Um, Number one is just looking at your lifestyle and making adjustments as far as eating. Eating is the main, factor of getting the body that you want. You can work out, 5 days out the week, and if your eating is terrible, your body's not going to change. I have clients tell me, like, the first 3 months, they didn't really start seeing the change until they started, watching their portion size and, what they're eating. And, their body just changes like that. So the main factor in all of this and fitness as a whole is what you put into your body,
Mm.
you know, and that what you're drinking right now, that water, that's the main factor too. A lot of people don't know water, it transports those nutrients that you get in every day to your
Hmm.
system faster. So the more water that you have in your body, the more nutrients that you can get inside your body faster to operate. A lot of people don't know that. So your body runs on water like that. It's like putting oil into a car.
Mm.
So
That,
it's one of them things you wanna hop on for real.
yeah, I always thought just because they told you to drink a lot of water, it's for clear skin.
Yeah, that too. That too. That too. That too.
Trying to get this skin right.
But a lot of people don't know when you work out and you're drinking like a lot of sodas and alcohol, you've been there when you start sweating and that you can taste it or it be in your eye and it burn. That's exactly what that is. So
I never knew that.
yeah, so that's just all the bad toxins leaving your body. That's exactly
Oh,
what that is.
wow, that's
So you ever
crazy.
so
Good to know though.
if you ever notice when you start drinking water and sweating in your eye don't affect you like that, but if you been to a party the day before and you sweating, the eye start burning, that's why. It's just the bad toxin in your body, man. So water and just looking at your lifestyle as far as eating wise goes, that's the main factor you need to to look at, because your body can change. Like if you just change your eating and you just go walking, your body will change. It won't change drastically, but your body will change.
Hmm. So for those folks who are like, I want to start, but I don't know where to start, or are thinking about their healthy lifestyles and what their journey looks like, what advice could you give them on, just starting? Like what what yeah, just what can they do?
Just to kind of like giving them a reason why they should start, or just like just them starting.
Well, yeah, just them starting. Like, let's say I'm a person where I'm interested in pursuing this lifestyle, but I don't know
Mhm.
where I should start.
Basically, just like you just said, just start, fill yourself out, And a lot of people, what they'll do, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to buy like her," you know what I'm saying? But not in reality, you won't have it because you won't have that body because you're different. So everybody won't have the same body shape. But my thing is, for people that try to come sign up or join me, try to be the best version of yourself at the end of the day, because you want to be better than you were yesterday. You want to be better than that girl from a year ago. You're
Mm.
healthier, you're feeling better, you're feeling confident. You got another reason to shop now. It's one of the things you got something to look forward to. You know, so that's one of the things that I think that I would tell people, just go ahead and start, man. I mean, why not? I mean, it's gonna benefit you more than it's gonna hurt you.
Do you tell folks, are you, one of those trainers who don't necessarily focus on like, if a client comes in and say, I got this goal to look like this, do you focus more so on like just the health and wellness part of it versus like, let's not think about like the actual
Oh
body
no, no,
shape. Like
no.
let's
See, what I do is, if somebody comes to me like that, like say that I want to, roll my glutes, or I want to have a flat stomach, stuff like that. That's where I come in as a trainer, just to show them like, all right, this is what you're not gonna train like everybody else, because everybody that comes train me doesn't train the same. Everybody is different. I train bigger women, bigger men, skinnier men that's trying to gain muscle. So, like I said, that's when your expertise kick in, and your knowledge kick in. Of everybody can have the same cookie cutter workouts. So, of course, I adjust the workouts to what they want, but and overall, it's still meeting the goal of overall fitness.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. So is there any parting advice? Well, if you're on the live and you have a question, please drop it below, because we will answer the question before we get out of here. But yeah, is there any parting advice or any words of wisdom that you would like to impart on the people about health, fitness, what they can do during this pandemic, or just anything that comes to mind?
I think this is one of the. I think this pandemic is a gift and a curse, because you about to have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs come out of this thing, a whole bunch of healthier people, because it had a whole bunch of people that's probably worse than before. So what I can tell people right now, man, if you really starting trying to get into fitness, this is now the man. You have to do. If there's no clubbing, there's no going out to eat the restaurants as much. There's no movies. I mean, I know you get tired of watching Netflix at home. So one of the best things you can do, we'll go out walking with the neighborhood with your spouse, or go ride a bike somewhere. That's one of the main things I've been seeing. That's a beautiful thing too. I need to get me a bike. Just people just enjoying the nature and enjoying their families too. Do something active. Now's the best time, man. Because you being shut in the house, man,
I need.
it's gonna drive you crazy.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting me a bike. I've been seeing people doing it for fun.
Oh
Why?
yeah. It was Mr.
Yeah, it's just acting
Okay.
crazy. But we have a question. Do you think playing basketball is great cardio?
Oh yeah, always great, especially for a court. It's always great. So
Full court.
if you one of the guys on cardio, you can always go hoop with your boys for cardio. You can go, little weights and then go do cardio, play ball. That's a great way of cardio. For one, you're not really thinking about it. You're trying to win, and two, you're playing most like an hour or 2 hours. So man, that's a great way for cardio. You're staying active anyway. As well, doing cardio.
Yeah.
Yours still missing up?
Can you? Oh Lord, Instagram is acting a fool. Um,
Yeah, I can see you though.
can you see me? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I apologize for the technical difficulties. The devil just don't want us to win. As we're imparting this great advice for folks. I don't know what's going on, because mine is okay. I can see you again.
Yeah.
Well, since it want to act crazy, I just want to, before it does anything else,
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you so much for coming on,
Man, thank you.
and sharing your expertise and your advice. Like this talk series is my baby, and it was one of the things where I was like, you know what, I just want to start and do it. And so I did. And I feel like these conversations are needed. People, we need to educate our people. We need to have informed conversations, and we need to also talk about solutions. So thank you for the work that you're doing
man,
in your hometown.
No problem, man. I just want to say I appreciate you giving me this platform to, kind of, educate our people. And I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. From the other state, I see you making big moves, man. I'm proud of you, for real, man. Proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too. You got your own business. Come on here.
Yeah, we all here trying to be great, man. We trying to be great.
Yeah, we are. So if you're still tuned in, be sure to follow Law Fitness. I will be sure to repost this conversation for those of you who missed it. I will go back and pull out some of the quotes from this video, which I haven't been doing. Ooh, shame on me. With the other conversations, but I will for this one. I need to start. It just takes a lot of time, so Lord be with me. But thank you all for tuning in. We will be back with another conversation next week. And be sure to follow Law and look at his exercise videos if you're like me, trying to get in shape and get it together.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you again. I appreciate you.